Right, let's finally begin this week's episode of Mokhul Empire. Most of the group here are either ill, exhausted, tired, or just Adrian. So we'll continue on. Sorry, dude. Sorry. All right. So a little bit of a catch up. We were in the undersea ruins, exploring, and you just defeated the Illithid Arcanist, who did all kinds of research here in this undersea library. As you guys did some more research and then were about to leave, you were attacked by these fish-like creatures, and you guys won the battle and decided to do a bit more exploration. You found let's go to the important things. You found a giant scorpion bolt that was Asgardian in make, with Nordrakian runes up its side, with a large adamantite tip used for penetration. Anyway, you did a bit of exploration, found some ancient Neverese wines and ales and stuff like that, and you also found a statue of a toad, upon which Xerxil decided to clean and then pray to, absorbing the great toad's power. Meanwhile, Chester and Gwendef got radiation poisoning from it because it was plutonium and no one knew.
Naturally. That's why I play my fantasy games, to get plutonium poisoning.
Come on! Alright. And then Gwendef and Chester prematurely swam to the surface to climb aboard and get some help from Frank, upon which he said you need a stronger spell, a greater restoration spell, to cure this. But he's able to alleviate the symptoms some if you come to him in the morning. And meanwhile, down below, under the sea, the people around the statue that were kind of resisting its sickening aura managed to find a workhouse or something, like an engineer's study, and they found blueprints how to create an arcane warhead. And then that's when the rest of the group decided to rise to the surface, board the ship. Mimu gave everyone the memories of what happened in the past 10 days over the Mokhul Empire, including Phoebo being attacked by an arcane warhead, but instead of it being destroyed, it was turned to stone. And then everyone also had a vision of the God King standing before the Methuselah, his first wife, dead, and then at a war council where he declared that he would be going to war with Bretonia, but he could not go to war with Bretonia with the rebels in the west, and that was his decision to launch the arcane warhead. After that, the rest of you did your own thing, including Xerxil, having a lovely chat with the great toad spirit out in the water, explaining that he has now got the great wise dragon spirit and the great powerful toad spirit guiding him.
Which is absolutely nonsensical, because you would not believe that the toad is the powerful one between a dragon spirit and a toad spirit.
Well, yeah, okay. And you decided to head back to Port Arcatile.
Do not die.
Yes, and that was where we ended the session, just as the ship caught its wind in its sails and decided to head eastward towards Port Arcatile. And it was roughly in the evening time at that point, so the sun begins to set, the stars begin to twinkle in the sky. Is there anything anyone wants to do on the ship this evening, or shall we carry it over?
Sleep.
Roll around in agony.
Okay.
Don't roll around too much. The floor of the ship is abrasive. Lost enough skin.
Oh.
Gwendeth did get drunk to alleviate the pain of the alcohol poisoning. Not the alcohol poisoning, the
Radiation sickness.
Radiation sickness. But now she is also drunk and hungover, so she's probably going to spend like the whole night throwing up from both alcohol-related issues and radiation-related issues.
Yeah.
This is a fucking nightmare. Is it my latency period yet? Fuck me.
So I would not recommend anyone to enter the captain's cabin, including the captain.
George is like, yeah, of course, Gwendef, you can have it for this evening.
It's basically Gwendeth's already. No, that's all she's doing. Throwing up, passing out, waking up to throw up again. I have a lot of experience with this, so, drinking some water in between so she can throw up the water.
What is that noise?
It is me playing around with my...
Can you not?
And for the bingo sheet, we have Liam being sensitive to sounds.
Yes, of course. Especially with a migraine.
I have this because the liquor is very sticky and I don't want it to get on my table.
Wow.
So I got this little thing to place under my shot.
Why don't you get those fancy Michael Jackson gloves or something?
I think it's his counter is more worried about, not his hands.
Oh, fair enough.
My hands can be sticky all day long.
I'd be highly surprised if your table wasn't ridiculously sticky anyway.
Oh my god.
There's that.
Okay, so the night passes without a hitch. But,
You're welcome,
however,
Liam.
for the morning, can everyone roll a d12?
Ooh!
Did you say for the morning or before the morning?
For the morning, as the next part of the journey goes ahead.
All morning!
Alright, so...
Crit!
Oh my god, 2 crits.
Crit!
Slayer's play.
Nearly a crit!
I mean, I am
That's-
poisoned, so...
Jesus Christ.
That's not good.
Not good for us or not good for you?
For you. For
Aww.
sure. That's how I do random encounters. Alright, so we got
Oh.
2 crits. And 1 for sure. Okay, so let me roll some stuff.
Anna, you're really carrying us today.
As usual.
Alright, so upon the second day, there's in the distance, everyone notices the blackened charcoal coloured clouds roiling ahead towards your ship, spreading north to south all across the horizon. And George kind of approaches, and there's a silence to the water, like a stillness, and the sails have begun to like die down, and he goes, "Yeah, we might want to batten down the hatches." And you see all of the crew are going about their business, including Darioso, tying everything down, bringing the sails down, tying anything that is movable down. And Darioso says, Macra, mate. Me and you are on the wheel.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'd get your children downstairs if I were you.
Did you just break something, Curtis?
I just broke a wine glass.
Oh, Rachel isn't gonna like that. As if she doesn't watch the stream.
Fuck Rach. She's like, I've got to clean the fucking thing up now. I've got last raise myself. Never mind, we're looking alright. Yeah, right, what are we doing? Oh shit, me bottle.
Yeah, you need to come up here. And he says, right, me and you, strongest of the crew, the wheel. Got it?
Right.
You just follow my orders and do what I say.
I prefer I followed your suggestions, but yeah, go on.
What's the difference?
Let's
Stop being a smartass, alright? Right, and anyone else doing anything to help?
No, I imagine I have like 2 crewmen just cleaning out the captain's cabin because I threw up all over it.
No one's paying any attention to you as they try to literally batten down the hatches. They are shutting down everything.
In that case, I am cleaning up the captain's cabin because I threw up all over it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, both you and Chester both have 2 points of exhaustion again.
Love
Right.
those.
Is that 2 additional points, yeah?
No. You just stick at 2.
Okay.
You're permanently at 2 until you get cured.
I did.
Alright, okay, and eventually as the ship begins heading eastwards the way it's going, the wind begins to pick up. The waves begin to get larger and larger, hitting the sides of the ship like battering rams, knocking it left, right. And it's quite mild at the moment. You guys are managing to hold on, but then there's a huge wave and you guys kind of ride it. It's about 15 foot tall and then slam down, and a lot of stuff goes and people in their hammocks are smashed against the side of the ship. In the distance, forked lightning crisscrosses the sky and it begins to rain, like just gently at first, and then a torrential wave of rain just goes across the ship, flooding everything. Everything's just wet, sodden, even below deck where the gratings are open above you and people have put some tarpaulin down. It's beginning to flood and the crew have got buckets. They're running to the sides, throwing stuff out porthole windows, and I need everyone to make a con save.
How often are these storms a thing on these seas? Oh, I'm not going to catch you for now. That's unfortunate.
Bollocks.
Oopsie.
Why'd you roll initiative, Gwendeth?
That is
Because he will never learn to click the right thing at the right time on the right sheet.
I'm taking the nat 1, you know that, right?
I mean,
How
look.
often are these ships? How often are these storms here?
Okie dokie, so the ship takes a battering, and actually takes some damage.
I'll just look around. How's our wave cleaver doing?
Perfectly fine. He's standing, he's got a rope round his arms, either side, and they're tied to the balustrades on the helm, and he's got some slack, and he's moving around, and he's yelling orders at Darioso, and Darioso's yelling orders at Macra. So Macra and Darioso are also holding onto the wheel at the moment, but with their combined strength, they're managing to keep it straight.
Yeah, I'll just go around and tell everyone to, keep their eye on the horizon, stop throwing up, and some tips here and there, and then kind of laugh at Chester and Macra rolling on the floor.
All right, so
A little
Xerxil,
bit.
we'll go. Grildar, you're perfectly fine, running around giving orders, being quite authoritative, and people are kind of taking some morale from that. However, Xerxil, you are sliding. It's like a slip and slide. Every time you stand up, you're just sliding down the deck, hitting like the masts, hitting parts of the stairs. At one point, you fall into the rowboat. The rowboat nearly dumps you over, but you scramble up the netting on the side. And it's just an hour continuously of this to the point where
I think I'm just going to stay in the rowboat. You know, like the little plank that goes across for the seat. I was going to lay underneath that and just hold on to it.
Alright, yeah, it works. However, Macro... Fucking hell, 3 1s!
Real.
Alright, so Chester, Gwendeth. We'll go with Chester first. So Chester, where would you be as the storm happens?
I'm probably on my hammock, to be fair.
Alright.
Chumbering.
You are thrown left, right, span around, doused in salt water. Your belongings go flying everywhere. At one point, a bucket comes flying out of the hand of Kyrie and it smacks you in the face. And she just looks at you and goes, sorry. You know, the Inquisitor that you guys hide? She seems to be doing perfectly fine. She goes, and just takes the bucket. So Chester, you take an additional point of exhaustion.
Fuck.
Gwendeth, in the cabin, suddenly as you're like cleaning and like a wave comes in, washes all of your puke and shit up against the wall, and then tidal waves it back at your face, and then it goes flying out the front cabin door, and as you go with it, the cabin door slams into your face, and you get stuck slightly between the door. George leans over and goes, "Yeah, Gwendeth!" leaps down with the ropes, grabs you, picks you up, but you take an additional point of exhaustion as well.
I do like exhaustion. It is such a fun mechanic. Thank you, Mike Mills.
Macra, however, you are weathering it quite well until nearing the last hour of these waves. One of the waves comes up, and it was carrying, for some reason, some flotsam, and it cracks you straight across the face. Blood streams across your temple. Your nose bends slightly to the left. Darioso kind of like dodges out of the way as it crashes off his breastplate and smashes into the balustrade. And you kind of fall to your knee. He picks you up, and you kind of like just dribble blood and salt water and vomit to the deck, and you take a point of exhaustion.
Ace.
Right, next hour of the storm is... Is anyone doing anything?
Holding on to the wheel.
Can I
I'll
make...
just have a casual chat with Wave Cleaver while everyone else.
Yeah. He's like, yo, they're getting their storm legs, Gildar, just like me and you. Sturdy bastards, me and you.
I'll summon myself a moon jelly for cushioning.
Okay.
Just so I don't get battered around too much.
A moon jelly?
A moon jelly, yes.
Fair enough. Alright, so we'll start with Xerxil. Are you still holding on to the boat and you're summoning a moon jelly then?
Yep. It's a jellyfish type thing, basically.
And it's
I'm just
giving you
going to
cushion.
lay on it. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so at Xerxil, you summon the jellyfish, hold on to it, lay on it, giving you a bit of cushion.
Cushion for the push.
Grildar, what are you just having a conversation?
Yeah, pretty much, and just making sure that everything is managed while people are,
Yep.
not themselves.
Yeah, the ship is getting knocked to and fro. You're pretty sure it's going off course, but there's nothing really you can do about it at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Chester, what would you be doing?
Well, I don't know if there's much I can do with 3 points of exhaustion, but I might start writing my obituary in my notebook. I don't know.
Okie dokie. And Gwendeth.
Well, since I've just gotten puke swept into my face by a wave, logic dictates that I could also do the reverse, so I'm waiting for the next wave.
Rewatching back out.
Okay, yeah. And finally, Macro, you're just holding on, right?
Yeah.
So can I have an athletics check from you? Because the wheel is really pushing you. The ropes of your muscles are really straining to keep the wheel steady.
If I see him struggling, I will make sure that he gets some help.
Yeah, well, Darioso's giving him advantage anyway.
Oh, right,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, like, they're both holding on. Alright, so Macro, at one point, the wheel lets go, slips out your hand, twists your wrist, like, to the right. It like, the pang of the strength of it to kind of knocks your hand out the way, which Darioso like, is flung back as well. He goes flying, skids across the deck, hits the balustrade, holds on. You're trying to grab onto the wheel, holding on, and he just spins you over, does like a kind of triple cartwheel with you, and smashes you against the deck, and you go flying down the stairs. Yep, you take 14 bludgeoning damage.
Fuck me, what was the DC past that?
20. It was 20.
Big
However-
boy DC is coming up.
I need the rest of you who aren't involved to to roll a Constitution saving throw once more. However, Xerxil gets advantage for actually doing something.
Hey.
Grota, what the? God just stands there with hands on his hips, talking to George as he runs, does a Spider-Man with these ropes, and you're just like,
Oh my god.
It's
that's
that
two crates
dwarven
of
low
rubber on the stack
center
of
of gravity.
Yep.
Exactly right.
Alright, Gwendeth manages to get like a freak wave which washes her clean, and then pushes her into the corner where a hammock wraps around her arm, and you just stay there if you want. You're quite caught neatly in the corner of the captain's cabin by one arm.
I mean, I wish after like a night out drinking, a wave would come in here and clean me up like that.
Yeah. And Chester, however, your hammock is, at one point, Kyrie comes back and hammers nails into the side of your hammock, keeping it solid, and goes, sorry about the bucket again.
Least you can do, fuck me.
Yeah. And next to you, Chester, one-eyed, is it Dan? Jace?
That weird, the guy that I kept encroaching on his bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, one-eyed something or other.
Yeah, anyway, he vomits all over your hammock, all over the ground, and then looks at you and goes, nothing like a good old storm vomit.
I'll take out a dagger and slice his hammock.
Ah! He falls to the ground, hits like 2 feet deep of water. Alright, Xerxil. Outside the side of the ship, the rowboat is just like being spun like a kebab. Just continuously being spun, and at the end of it, just breakfast comes up. Yep. And
I'm
you
gonna
hit.
eat it like a dog.
Ah. Alright. As
What
I said,
did you just say?
he's gonna eat it like a dog. And Grildar, like I said, stands there with hands on his hips, not even moving. Macra, however, as you've been flung down the stairs, away from the wheel, Darioso's leapt up and he's having a massive trouble trying to hold on to it. The ship takes a lurching spin. You hit the balustrade and go slightly overboard, mid-air, before the deck swings back, and then hits you real fucking hard as you hit it. Land on deck, get trapped between the balustrade, and you can hear some screams and shouts as basically the ship goes like that. And then swings back that way, but hits a wave to right itself. And the ship begins to turn without you at the wheel. Smashes into a wave, and you're kind of crashed hard against it. And you take 10 bludgeoning damage. Alright, final round. The last hour of the storm. You can see it clearing in the distance. However, the waves are beginning to pick up as you get here, and the lightning bolts are like just shooting down around you in the miles around you. Luckily, none seem to strike your mast, your sails, or anything like that. However, Macra, what are you doing?
Getting back off the balustrade, going up and grabbing the wheel again. So
Both you and you can make an athletics check with advantage.
Jesus.
Yeah, okay, so you and Darioso do manage to hold the wheel together, and he's like, good job. Grildal, because of the crit, doesn't have to roll anything. He's just been walking around like it's normal. And a Constitution saving throw from the rest of you. If you can tell me if you want to try to do anything to help yourself.
Just the same as before, I think.
Not really much I can do. I could do with a shield.
Hey.
Locking this shit, but yeah, it's better.
I'm going to wrap myself in my hammock like a piece of foreskin.
Wait, what?
Could you explain that visual to me, please?
I was presumed the material would look slightly tan, perhaps purple, by the seawater.
I don't know what to say.
That's terrible.
Oh my god, funny stuff.
Yeah, but if it stops me from making a con save, the joke's on you. Like. Just gonna flop around.
Alright, so most of you are okay, except for Gwendef, who's being continuously battered around in the cabin, thrown this way, and every time she tries to stand up, slips. Part of your wrist, the skin just sloughs off and just goes flying out the porthole. You're like, oh,
I always said that skin on my arms is overrated. Who needs it?
And you just see red raw. You know, like when you've been in the bath too long and you get all wrinkly skin. Gwendef just looks like a giant wrinkly ball bag at the moment.
Ah,
I'm
how
afraid.
much that beneath my hammock?
Well, look, it sounds like I have to call up an artist for a commission.
No.
I think get one for Chester while you're at it.
However, Gwendef goes unconscious.
Love it. I love being unconscious.
And later that afternoon, as you exit the storm on the far side, parts of the ship broken, snapped, the sails torn. There's peace for the first time in about 4 hours.
My fucking forearms.
Hello. Anyone perhaps unwrap me?
Even though my forearms are throbbing from holding onto this fucking wheel for the last 3 hours, I'm going to grab it as hard as I can and pull it as hard as I can and just see what the aftermath says. I'm hoping for a Yu-Gi-Oh! Beyblade effect. Yu-Gi-Oh? Just a Beyblade effect.
No, you kind of got no... The wind dies down, you pull the wheel, nothing happens. You just kind of...
No, what about I pull
it
the
was-
blanket off Chester?
He's unwrapping me like a fresh
Oh!
Christmas present.
Yeah. Make a strength check. Yeah, you get your desired effects, Macro. You fling him and he just spins and then dumps himself in a little bit of water.
The snip. Are you?
For God's sake. Oh. Alright, so George comes walking out onto deck carrying an unconscious Gwendef, puts her on the ground, and then starts going, Frank! Frank! And he comes rushing up from below deck, covered in water. Just sodden he is, and he stands next to
What
Gwendef
happened to her?
I don't know. And George says, yeah, last I saw she was in the cabin. Looks like she's been thrown around some.
Silly goose.
Anyway, he tends to Gwendef as much as he possibly can, and then takes her downstairs and puts her in one of the hammocks. Anyone else want to do anything? I'm assuming a very wet Xerxil climbs on board or stays in the rowboat. Like,
He probably just stays in there.
yeah,
Like, that's my headbutt.
Well,
Pass
as
out
much-
on deck.
as much as your swimming skills are impressive, I think you'd still do better on the boat than in the water in that sort of sea.
Yeah, I'm not like Big C.
No.
Takes a bit of getting used to.
can't believe he rolled double 12s. Fucking. Right, okay, so later that day, Gwendef, your eyes open into the dank, kind of dimly lit darkness of the cargo hold. Frank, good evening, Gwendef. I tended to your wounds. You need your rest.
Great, I was doing that.
Yeah, but like, I think like a few days, perhaps.
Look, I didn't leave the cabin. I was just gonna lie in the cabin, and then a storm happened, and I'm just gonna lie here, and I'm not gonna move.
Okay, well, I've built you a straw bed on these crates here. So just stay down here, and I'll bring you some broth when they make it.
I don't want broth.
Quipper broth. Kaiser says it's the best.
You know what's nearly like broth?
What?
Hard liquor.
Oh, okay. Well, I as a medical professional, I'd just like to say that you probably shouldn't be drinking much hard liquor. Okay.
Did you know that I'm also a medical professional?
I did not know. Did not know.
Goodness, lay off the booze. It's not going to help you.
That's the least dwarvish thing I've ever heard.
And I'll take a sip of something strong.
Everyone cut off his beard while he sleeps. He doesn't deserve it.
I think, okay, you could do with maybe some of this that will help you probably sleep a little bit. And he reaches into his satchel and brings out a small case, opens it up, and you see there's a lot of sharp looking implements in there. And then he brings something up, looks at it through, it's like a cylinder. He pops it and then says, just put this under your nostrils if you would, Gwendef, please, and sniff.
Is this some sort of trick?
No trick, of course. This is just to help you sleep.
If I sniff this, am I going to fall asleep?
Probably.
So you're tricking me.
No, I've told you that. Please, I'm just trying to help you. I'm not trying to kill you. I'm trying to help you.
Don't you play games with me? I pay the wage. And she sniffs it and falls asleep.
Yeah. Dumb. And he corks it and he goes, I'm lucky. He laughs and then puts the vial away. So does anyone want to do anything that night? It's mostly what looks like people doing patchwork repairs, knitting up the sails, that kind of thing.
Macro hasn't got a repair in him. He's just going to sit and chill till he can fall asleep.
Yeah, at that point,
Doze the day away.
At that point, your children and Vivian will obviously join you, and they look absolutely exhausted as well.
I'm going to build myself a nest below deck.
Oh, in the cargo hold?
Just box in like a small corner and fill it with straw. Just bury myself in it.
Nice. Cute.
Is it
So anyone awake during the later evening or early night will see Grill just walking around. He seems to be just fixing things, but not manually. He doesn't look tired at all. He's not doing manual labor because I have this. So basically just fixing the ship back up again slowly over time.
Okay, well,
Letting everyone else take a rest.
I actually will give that a use then. I'll say that after such times as storms and battles, you are able to use that to restore half of the hit point loss.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll take a good chunk of repair bill off.
Yeah, damn.
Because the hull took 45 damage out of 140
Right.
during that storm. So
Okay.
and the sails were gone. They were torn. So in
Yeah,
fact,
as long as the fabric is still there, I can eventually
yes,
fix it.
I would say that with sails you could eventually fix it completely. And helping most of the pirate crew do that garners you a lot of respect. And I did drop the morale quality of his shit down by 1, but I'll increase it by 1 for that. Back to neutral.
Very
You mean
nice.
we're not moving at the moment now because we've got no sails?
You weren't, no.
So we're not making any progress at the moment then.
Nope.
So we got these sails done.
Mhm.
Prepared.
Right. What I'll see is if there's extensive damage to lots of parts of the ship. I'll work through the night and start sleeping like early morning.
Okay.
So when the rest wakes up, they just have like a working ship but no griller for a while.
Okay, then by the time like the sun is risen, the sails are back up, and the ship is moving. And George does a navigation check on the map, looks around, and says, "I'm pretty sure we've been blown a little off course, but an extra half a day probably.
Oh,
Sorry." And so Gwendef and Chester and all the people who took exhaustion managed to get a point of exhaustion back for the day's rest. And It's later the next day, however, that you begin to see wet-grey waters in the islands on the horizon. And that evening, George says, "Yeah, we'll be approaching Arcatil in the morning. We're gonna have to. We got some supplies. I mean, Kaiser's been foraging pretty well, getting us quipple and fish, but we could do with." And he nods towards the crew. This is to all of you. Maybe dropping them some silver, and maybe having a day layover.
Do we not pay these bastards well enough?
Yeah, you paid them 1 gold piece 10 days ago. I mean, that's plenty, right? But most of the men already spent that amount when you allowed them a layover, a week ago.
I did just give them 75 gold pieces worth of jewelry when I got back on the boat after getting...
Well, we haven't yet to sell that, of course.
Well, that is not Adrian saying that. Grandif saying that. That's Adrian saying that.
Well,
that is...
Yeah. And he says, okay, so to answer your question, George says, well, the jewelry you gave could go towards repairing the hull. Any left over, of course, I'll tell you about.
Expensive business. Seafaring. Seaman.
Surely it was not. Surely it was worth the reward, though.
George says, I don't know. I don't even know what you got.
I directed that towards Chester.
If it's morale you're after, a good walking the plank will do the job. I vote the elf goes.
Well, he's in the distance, like, still curing the hag skin. He's like dipping it in like a bleach solution and then leaving it on deck to dry during the day. And he just leans over and says, I'll trust a Brocinian to say something of the ilk.
All he does is tan and leave his shit around. The crew would love that. I could make it a pageant.
You pay me for that. You literally hired me to skin things.
Let me get one thing straight. You drooling piece of maggot filth.
Now you listen here. And he stands up. Okay, well, I actually had nothing to say, to be honest.
You see, he's illiterate as well. Walk the plank. They'll love it. You can save yourself a few pennies.
If we vote, Zerxil vote God King's woman. Walk plank.
She's actually on deck. She goes, I haven't done anything.
Yeah, you've got something really bad against her.
I've been following orders, please.
I'll point at Grildo. I'm like, you used to be a God King's man as well. Technically, I kind of was as well.
What is your point? As you see, Bill just waking up after a 4-hour nap.
Little lizard boy here wants murder anyone that used to have any association with the God King. So I feel like he should be starting with you in particular, and then probably me.
Probably himself as well. You have an association with the God King too. It's just not a positive one.
Oh, there is that.
That was, of course, set to Zerxil, not to Cry.
Mm-hmm.
Zerxil not understand. Zerxil no work God King.
We used to work for God King.
What?
Like her.
You work for God King?
We worked for God King. Now we rebel against God King.
Zerxil confused.
Yeah, I thought you would be. You'll get it eventually. That's why we want him dead now. That's why she wants him dead as well.
You want God King dead?
She looks around and says, yes. Well,
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I think that fighting him would be stupid. He's too strong.
God King is strong, but many of us.
That's like screams of pain coming from under the deck where Brandon is lying.
She just gives the thumbs up, then just kind of like begins walking away while dealing with the rope that she was fixing.
Glorious.
Alright, George says, well, if you two, ladies are done bickering, we'll prepare the ship.
Yep.
At that moment, however, there is a shout from the crow's nest. One of the pirate crew members says, "Northwest horizon!" And none of you can see that far at the moment, unless you climb up the ropes.
I'll try and get someone's spyglass, George's spyglass, after he's finished using it.
Alright, George gives you the spyglass because Macra, I don't think you understand. You're still not going to be able to see more than he can.
I'll go up and bury the rope and see if I can see something yet.
You
I'll just
see-
keep climbing until I can see something.
The slight bit of black sails, maybe in the distance.
George, black sails!
He shrugs and goes, "Mokhul?"
Ah, fuck. Right.
There's only, black sails. The Grave Warden family.
Grover, who are they?
Yes, that's a very good question.
Would you like me to answer for you, or do you want to look at your notes? The Grave Warden family. Well, 7 days ago, you executed the Grave Warden, the Lord Grave Warden's son, by tying a load of sledgehammers to his feet and then throwing him overboard.
Right.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It is time.
Grave Warden, also leader of the House of Answers. You've met him in the mating.
We're firm friends.
Oh yeah, Chester also spoke to him a lot. Including
Someone's
Lantern.
grassed us in here. How do they know about where we are?
Yeah,
That's the question we'll have to look at afterwards.
you killed his son, Mubarak. And his name, the Lord Grave Warden, is called Hassim.
Looks like we might have some trouble.
Let's just execute the hostages.
I'm not very sure that's what led to this. I think we have a trader on board.
Gwyneth says from under deck, screaming.
I know traitor would be.
She's like, yes, she's still got the rope. She goes, please, look, would you like me to help, or can I continue my work? Like, I have answers. I can tell you how they would have found you.
Have
If
my
they got
theories
some-
on this.
I imagine they've got. If he's got magic and powerful enough to nuke a city or destroy a city from that far away, I imagine he's got means of finding where we are.
She nods and goes, Grave Wardens are well known for their scrying capabilities. I'd say that we've been spied on ever since we left.
Yeah, we need we need something to stop. We can stop that from happening, can't we? People scrying on us in future.
The Inquisitor
If we
shrugged.
kill them, we stop them.
Well, yeah, we'll have to kill these for now, but in the future we need to stop it. Right then, lads, prepare yourselves.
George goes,
I get-
"Yar, why? We're a smaller ship. We outrun them. We go Port Arcatil."
Let's do that then. Prepare yourselves to go really quickly.
He points towards it and he goes, "That's a brig. Well, we're not fighting no brig in a sloop, okay?"
How do we get a brig? No, that's enough of a question. Right, come on, let's get ourselves to port then. I imagine we've got a fight on ourselves there.
Yeah, it's a 12-hour, like I said, you can see the lands on the horizon, but it's about a 12-hour sail to the port. And as the night comes across and the stars begin to twinkle in the sky and the moon is high, the sails on the distance are ominous as they just disappear, become one with the night. There are no lights on that ship.
Have you got any way of contacting the port that we're on our way in there after us?
Sorry, what was that, Macra?
I think the internet died. Have you got any way of telling the port that we're coming and that these are after us? I imagine we've got a fight on our hands once we hit land.
Perhaps. I'm not sure if they'll understand. Well, I have to think whether I have any contacts there.
Xerxel? Well, we've got the guy that hired us, whose name is...
Cicero Arcatil.
Oh, I have
Well,
got it.
we might not want to bring these back there. That would be... well, difficult. We could ask, though.
Yeah. Well, we'll go there if we're not, and then but I imagine we've got time to go there and go somewhere else if need be. We'll ask for help first. If they refuse us, we'll leave. But I think that's the idea of signing that contract with them, is that they're meant to help us with this kind of thing.
Wasn't it protection while we were in their waters?
Exactly. It did say from other pirates. He didn't really say what about Mokhul, but there we are.
I will make the canaries sing. They'll believe whoever I say they are.
Probably not the best, but yeah, we are.
Alright. George orders, full steam ahead. Everyone just usual business. Sail throughout the night. And I'm going to sneeze, so be alright. Anyway, George is like...
Yes.
George says, don't worry about it. We're going to outrun him. And you do. You don't see him all night. And when the sun begins to rise, and you see Port Arctil some miles in the distance, very close, all the lights beginning to twinkle and come to life along the ports, behind you in the distance, their ship draws back. And you get a full view of it now that it's within maybe 8 miles. It's large, 7 sails, cannons bristling all along one side. Very big ship.
How do we fuck with that? How many ships would we need? Because I imagine they're going to be on our tails all the time now.
He goes,
well, the only way to deal with that would be to outmaneuver them and board them, probably.
Zuxil think Bakra have wrong tactic. Can't use strength against God King's men. Must fight smart. Get aboard ship. Blow it up.
Or take it.
It's a lizard.
Would we be able to outman them though once we board?
Don't need to. Sneak aboard. Use their weapons. Zuxil seen before. Big boom. Inside ship. Not last long.
Prefer to keep the ship if we can, but I guess there is an option. Right then, we'll have to think about it anyway. We'll mention it to this lad anyway, see what he says.
what lad?
Let me get my NPC sheet up. I didn't write him down here. Right, Quay's his name down. The one you just said, the guy who got the contract.
The fat cat.
The fat cat, yeah.
Yeah, Cicero Arctil.
Cicero.
Okay, so as with the last time you approached Port Arctil, which was roughly 6 to 7 days ago, you guys have to dock further out. But now that you have the flag of his group of pirate, his cove, which is a cat's paw with your crunchy spice B logo up in the top left. Yes, you wave it, and before you know, rowboats have come out to grab the huge thick wires and are rowing them back and then dragging your ship into port. And it takes roughly 3 or 4 hours of the morning to do this maneuver. And by midday, a tired, exhausted crew are just docked. They go about the usual business, making sure the ship is secure. And then you guys are free to do what you want in Arctil. The dockmaster walks over and says, your 5 gold pieces have run out.
I'll get this one. At least I can do for your help back there.
7 days docking, minimum, 5 gold pieces.
Right you are. Here you go, sir.
And would you...
Take an extra 2 for you.
Oh, would you care for any repairs?
I believe we do. My man here. And I'll point over to wherever George is. He seems to have a full inventory of what we might require.
Yeah, George points it out, and there's a little bit of haggling. And eventually... The dockmaster says, 50 gold pieces and we can fix the ship.
Well, I have a recent windfall. Here, it's the least I can do.
Nice. The dockmaster takes it and goes, of course. A few days and your ship will be perfect.
Cracking.
Excellent.
Is Cicero available to be have a conversation with, or is he busy?
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps you should go talk to him. I'm not privy to the Shah's daily business.
It's okay then. And I guess before I go get sloshed, I'll go have a word with the Shah. How am I spelling that? SHR?
Yep.
Shah Cicero Arctil.
Yeah, it's the Mokhul word for prince.
Yes. You are correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'll go have a word with him. Anyone joining me? Chester?
Yes, right you are. Then perhaps by way of a heals.
Anybody else? Everyone else getting drunk?
I could use a bit of downtime. I spent pretty much the whole night repairing the ship. I did take a bit of a nap, but I could use a bit of a rest. Gwyneth, how are you feeling?
Gwyneth is literally like still in her bunk, but throughout the night, like the amount of alcohol bottles next to the bunk has increased magically. Because stealth is Gwyneth's only good score.
Okay, well, he does. Sorry, Frank does come down to the cargo and goes, I can take you to my old master if you want.
Frank, you're so gonna get a raise. What am I paying you right now?
Nothing. Remember,
You're
I just
now
needed
getting paid something.
Thank you. I just wanted to get away from Mokhul, remember? Anyway, the Coral Magister would be able to help, I think. Or maybe the Tide Sitter. I mean, I know them both, but remember, I left.
You don't have to talk to them if you don't want to talk to them. Just bring me to them, because I'm feeling really sick and I'm gonna throw up if I walk by myself.
I believe Chester might have disappeared. I can't find him.
Fools don't die. So just, he'll get around.
Okay, well, okay, come with me.
As I'm walking with Chester, I'm like, yeah, you're still really sick, aren't you? You'll have to find where Gwendolyn's gone to get you cured afterwards.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you.
Alright, so
His skin's slowly starting to slough off.
let's move you over to Port Arcatil, people, so you can take a look. Alright. So we got most of you going to Arcatil Holdfast, I'm assuming, to see Cicero.
Mm-hmm. I know me and Chester are, I think. Zerxel, are you coming?
No, Zaxxon, not like fancy place.
I don't think you would. Alright, we'll see you at the tavern later. Laters.
Okay.
Goodbye, sweet Zaxo.
Bye.
Aww. Okay, so we got Grildar, Chester, and Macra going to Arcatil, yeah?
Grildar's going to the pub, I think, to get rest.
Alright, so Macra and Chester, I'm assuming you're going Chester?
Yep.
So Macra and Chester, you head towards the main square, past all the market districts just setting up, head towards the Arcatil Holdfast, where you see Liviana going about her business. Liviana is the female bodyguard to the Shah. The lean, tall pair of short swords, wears greasy studded leather, red cloak, and covers half of her face with her raven black hair, because it's all crisscrossed with scars. And then she sees you approaching. She had a title called the Argonautius, but she did say to you she prefers just being called Liv. And as you approach, she sees you both, walks over. Macra, Chester.
Oh, you left.
Huh? It is the great Argonautius. Or should I say, Enchanté. Live.
Is the Shah available for a chat?
He would be taking his breakfast right about now. What is it about?
Mokhul trouble are on the horizon, it seems like.
Alright, follow me. She leads you through the main courtyard to those massive steps that lead up to that kind of Viking-like longhouse look he's got going about. And inside, the table is ridiculously long, and you see there are some warriors and people going about their food and breakfast. But on the far end is that massive kind of throne. Just below the throne, Shah Cicero sits eating from a pewter plate, plucking fruit and bits of food with his claw, as he does. He's very fat, very overweight and obese looking tabaxi, with a hook for his left hand and rings adorn his right hand, and he just looks up and he goes, "Ah, you have returned." Strokes his little bit of a goatee, stands, wobbles down to the table and takes a seat. "Come join me, Macra, Chester. Regale me of your tales."
Well, we were successful with our last little adventure, but Stormette is pretty bad on the way back. We're getting that fixed up now.
It did wash through the port itself. It took some people out to sea, but not big business here.
Well, Well, the more worrying thing was we've got Mokhul sniffing around.
When don't we have Mokhul sniffing around our crotch?
Yeah, I think these are a bit more worrying though. It's a full galley, I think it's called. One of the big ones. Had 7 sails on it. The Grey Warden family.
Grave Wardens.
Perhaps you've heard of them.
Ah, they've probably sent the Grim Reaper after us.
I feel like we might be slightly responsible for that.
They won't come near the port itself. You're safe here, darlings.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Grim Reaper.
Yes, indeed. That is probably the name of the ship.
Ah, well, a fearful ship, is it?
I believe it has nearly 80 cannons.
Well, bad business. The crunchy spice would not be able to deal with such a threat.
Oh no, your sloop would become splinterwood. It's best you use your advanced maneuverability and speed.
There is that. They've been tracking us down. Someone was saying something to do with magic, scrying.
Indeed, that's how I get most of my news, including my spies and their magical messages. A little bit of scrying goes a long way.
Is there any way to protect the crunchy spice against such magical?
Not
magical
unless you've got some diamond dust laying around, friend. I have protected my holdfast from such magical interferences a long time ago, but it costs.
So it's the actual ship we need to prepare with us. Is there any old wizard can do there?
I don't know much about wizards, but I did get blessed by Neptune.
So a cleric can do it.
A cleric, a wizard, I'm not really particular on the particulars.
Alright.
No.
Oh, we need to go and visit them now anyway, yeah.
Yes, Chester, you aren't looking right as rain. In fact,
No.
you look like the arse end of a storm.
Run into a spot of unlikely trouble. But perhaps you could direct me in the direction of perhaps your finest healer. Well,
The big temple in the middle. You can't miss
Yeah,
it.
It's where Gwendole's gone.
It's so arrogant you can't miss it.
yes, an eyesore. Good shot. Lastly, where would such an individual be found if we were to look to shield our good ship?
Shield? From what?
The prying eyes of the Grim Reaper, of course. One can outrun death.
Like I said,
One to diamond.
it requires a lot of diamond dust to acquire such a non-detection.
Yes.
You're very well, Chester. We've just had this conversation.
But he must know of an individual around here who can, cast the necessaries.
Yeah, he just said that as well. I said we need to go to the House of Neptune, mate. Are you sure you're alright?
Oh, no.
Touch his forehead, bits of skin start sloughing off. Yeah, we'll go there now.
I've gone to the wrong place. This is the temple, right?
No.
As long as you're aware, they're sure that they're sniffing around. That was the main thing, is just keep you in the loop.
When aren't they sniffing around?
Alright then, fair enough then. Right, well, if you need anything from us, we'll be in the Wreck Tavern whilst the repairs are being made.
Ah, the Wreck. Fantabulous establishment. Enjoy your day, lads.
We will. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and then you hear bang as he just slams his hook down on the table and then scrapes forward a plum with it.
Excellent.
Make our way out and make our way to the House of Neptune then.
What were you going to say, Chester?
Oh, no, just excellent.
Okay, so Frank and Gwendef approaching the temple. Sorry.
I'm like leaning on Frank's slimy stature.
Yeah, and as you walk in, there is a human with one blind eye. The other seems to be pure like the bluest of the deep ocean. And as you approach, he limps towards you on a cane. And there is a bald cleric, that's a dwarf, with a finely trimmed goatee and a bald head. And as you approach them, they both stand there. The dwarf's got his arms folded, and the human leans kind of like heavily on his cane. And they both look at Frank, and Frank goes, Hello, Magister, and Tides here. Pleasure to see you again. And they both just kind of look at him, so not saying much. Before the Coral Magister, the old human with the one blind eye and other deep blue eye, says, Frank, what have you come back for? I've come to request your aid. My friend here is direly hurt. And they both
Hi,
look at you.
Grandeth Redfoot, poisoned. Happy to meet you.
I
Not
believe
happy to be poisoned.
the human speaks again. I believe we met your friend. And that's when the dwarf goes, yeah, and he didn't want no help. Asked
Which
us
friend?
to buy some tridents. Said we were too expensive.
Which friend?
They both laugh. It don't matter. What matters now is how much are you going to pay us.
How much does not being poisoned cost?
And then Frank leans in some hushed whispers. And they're like, oh. And then the human's like, ah. Oh, it seems that you've come across something that has sickened your blood. Oh, well, that would require some diamonds, dearest friend. Ooh, and it just so happens we have some. But it's going to cost you. Of course, we need to make a profit here.
I am poisoned. I don't have all day.
Well, the spell normally costs you 200 gold pieces. But... And that's when the human speaks. 300.
Oh,
Like total?
Well, we've got a few diamonds, of course. And then the human continues. But they are precious things. And the Shah likes us to keep them in reserve. In case he wants us to revivify some of his most precious men.
Yeah, I mean, 300 is fine.
There are some... Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. And he vanishes for a second down a trapdoor and comes up with a small pouch. And then empties what looks like a tiny gemstone. Shines and glitters into his hand. He says, sit down.
I do sit down.
And they go through a whole ritual of like sprinkling salt water over your forehead, chanting some of Neptune's prayers, and then eventually cast greater restoration on you.
How
And-
catchy are those prayers?
They're kind of catchy, you know. I'm not going to do them. I'm not going to sing
Aw.
them out for you, Adrian. I know that's what you wanted.
That is what I wanted. Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't going to
hit
sing
me,
them.
Neptune, one more time.
I'm just
Anyway.
gonna remove the 300 from my inventory. We should split up the party loot at some point because I'm down to 4 gold.
Ooh. Anyway, yes. Anyway, the radiation sickness is gone and you feel good. Much better. All your exhaustion is gone and you feel great. At that moment, Chester comes walking up the stairs.
Oh, hello.
Alright,
Okay.
Chester. They're
Ah.
rude, but they do a good job.
Good Wendef. Are they still stood by?
They've
Wendef,
literally just finished the ritual.
fair gentleman, Chester, Decker. Perhaps you've heard of me.
Glasses on, you come up with.
Roll deception.
Is it really deception at this point? I think you could like actively have heard of Chester Decadent at this point because everyone apparently knows him.
Nope.
It was, oh, not this time. Hang on. I bet it's halved as well because they hate Bretonians or something. Hang on.
Nope.
Deception, 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 deception.
I really should have eaten something before drinking all this liquor.
Yeah, and also you get advantage because you pretended to be someone else, which is just lame, but...
I?
Sorry?
Did I pretend to be someone else?
Wait, your actor says you get deception when you're acting, which technically is Chester, you're acting, because you're...
Oh, very true. That's incredible.
I know, right? And they go. The dwarf says, I heard of him. And the human says, not heard of him. You deal with this, Tide Seer. Anyway, the Tide Seer goes to shake your hand. Says, name's Nastur.
Sweet master. You are a man of means, is this true? I hear you have just healed my friend here. He looks in perfect health. Great skill, great skill.
Yeah, she forked out the money for it though. So were you.
Yes, but, you know, a celebrity like me, I can endorse the place. I can go around and tell people of your talent and your deft fingers.
Alright, roll persuasion.
Excellent. Sorry, I just had to reload roll 20 for some reason.
It is cool. I'll tell you what. seeing as Chester's quite a famous name, and if you support Neptune's name,
Yes.
I'll do it for the price of the diamond plus 25 gold pieces into my pocket.
Excellent. How much do I owe you, good sir?
225.
Good. Good.
Gwyneth just stands there. That is bullshit.
Silence, Gwyneth. I shall even write you into my newest book, Neptune's Nepotism and Chesapeake.
Chester, no one reads your book. That man says he knows you, but I bet he has not read your book either.
I ain't read no book, but I heard of him.
Yeah, you don't look fucking literate, do you?
Wow.
Oh! You hear this, Coral Magister? I think she's begging for a punch.
Oh, yes, excellent.
Would you dare punch a Redfoot?
The fuck's,
Is Macross there with me?
what the fuck's a Redfoot?
While you are eating...
I think you may have heard of me.
While you're out here eating corals on some fucking backhanded
I'm
island...
a tightsy! You filthy little shit!
I can look out this fucking window and see a tide.
Jesus Christ, Macross, can you help me out here? Get him out here. Yeah. I need to get healed before this little shit ruins everything.
He like storms up to you, Gwendef, and he's like, pulled up his robes, and he's like, yeah, you say sorry, lass!
Sorry, my lassie.
That makes no sense, you
Well,
filthy cur.
I said sorry and I called you a lassie.
Do you want to go out for a drink?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, cool. Tonight?
I'll be at the tavern.
Alright, me too then.
Come on, Frank. I want to get wasted.
Yeah, Frank just waddles off and he goes, did you just accept a date from the Tideseer? I'm totally confused.
I mean, have you looked at him? Prime dwarfish material.
Oh, yeah, of course. Who am I to judge? Of course, there's tavern. He just wanders off. We're trying to get ahead of you, so you have to chat. Anyway, Chester, you're left with him. He kind of goes back and goes, oh, a fine dwarven lass, that. Can't wait for it to knock my teeth out later.
Yes. Not sure I want you touching me now.
Anyway, we were talking about the diamonds and the gold.
I have 225 right here, good sir.
Alright, ting 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 ting. And he goes, now sit back and relax. I'm about to give you a sensuous massage of your own.
Oh, lather me up.
He slaps the back of your head and then goes, great restoration, lass! And then cast it. Sounds like a Naruto shouts out the skill before casting it.
Amazing.
And the radiation does fade away off of you as you're like, oh, you just feel much better. And he goes, yeah, well, I'll see you later at the wreck.
Yes. Of course, we'll not interrupt your evening, but it will be good to buy you a drink, good sir.
Fan-fucking-tastic. I'll see you
I'll
there.
even... What is your name, good Tideseer?
My name is Grafnir Nastor.
Excellent.
I'm not writing that down.
If I can remember, I will weave you into my tale. A tale of fighting a gargoyle.
I ain't never seen no gargoyle, but I tell you what, I would beat it if there was such a one.
Just listen out. The tavern will be buying you drinks till the night's end, when I'm through.
He goes, I'll drink it all under the table. Let's go. And he turns to the Coral Magician and he just nods. And he goes, looks like I'm off duty. Let's go.
You turned a bit orny.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're going to the tavern. Don't forget
Get to the tavern. Anyway, yeah, he leaves with you.
Just as they're about to leave, Macro walk in because he took the long route around. He's ended up with a gyro or some stereotypical Greek food or whatever. And I'll walk in, I'll grab Chester's arms like, are we feeling better?
Well, yes. Poorer, but better.
Well, yeah, I imagine one's been dear. One's been cheap. Chester?
Yes.
Sweet. I reckon, at least I've not got radiation poisoning, so I've got some money to spare. What have you lads got in terms of ways to light my pockets?
I have 4 gold pieces.
I have 61 platinum.
I don't give a sh-
How did you have 61 platinum, Chester?
I save. I'm not an idiot.
Successful boot business as well. I bet that makes a bit of a killing. But
Well,
anyway,
it's hard good these days, yes.
I've never seen someone read your books.
haven't you? Perhaps if you could read yourself, you would be able to do it.
I would like to see one of your books. Do you have one on you?
Yes, on a ship. I'll get you one later.
I will keep you to this. I want to see one of those books.
Excellent. I'll give you bargaining with brackets.
What's it about?
It's about a genius who can't get anything done because he keeps getting annoyed by short people.
What made you like this? Why are you like this, Chester?
Okay. Oh,
Right. What magic items these fuckers have got to sell me?
the Coral Magister looks at you and says, "We don't deal in magical items, friend."
I thought you said you had some fancy tridents. Are they just normal tridents?
They're normal tridents, and you've been here before.
I thought they were fancy tridents.
That's what you said last time.
Where can I spend some money here then? Who deals in magical trinkets in this place?
Eel Talk.
Eel Talk. Have you got like a referral code for like 10% off? Because I've come to you first.
No, please leave.
Where is he?
In the trade house, and he points towards the giant manor that's in the centre of the market district.
Cool. Can you write his name down so I can group
It's on the map.
His name is? Oh yeah, Eel Talk, yeah, so it is. Yeah, I'll head over there and I'll take Chester with me, whether he wants to or not.
Alright, I'm going to move over to Xerxil.
Hello.
Xerxil, what would you like to be doing?
Xerxil likes exploring, so he's going to go for a swim up this jungle river.
So you go for a swim up the jungle river. Okay, nice. Are you...
Not a euphemism.
No, I'm obviously not. So,
What would it be a euphemism for?
never mind. So, are you going to be
Cool,
taking
wait,
this
sorry,
sneakily, or just going for a gentle swim?
I imagine he's always pretty sneaky when he's swimming. He's just got a natural lizard-like sneakiness in the water.
He's kind of underwater swimming, so depends how hard people are looking. I mean, he's not trying to necessarily be stealthy, but it's not a languid swim. It's just swimming and looking around.
Okay,
I imagine
yeah.
he's trying to catch catfish on the way up as well.
How far does he go? Like, is this an hour? 2, 3?
What kind of time of day we got here?
Well, it's morning.
Oh, well, probably a good 4 or 5 hour swim.
Alright, so
As a round trip.
yeah, fair enough. So about an hour into the swim, you're quite far away from the civilization and the port now, and it does go deep into kind of like a thick jungle. Occasionally you come across small reptiles like alligators, and also the river opens up, revealing a very nice kind of picturesque lake where multiple streams kind of crisscross into this lake. But at the bottom of the lake's surface, you do notice there are lots and lots of different types of creatures. There's different mammal. There's like also at one point you see a hippo basking, and you stay clear from him. You swim away. However, you do see a small group of humanoids in the distance. You can't quite make them out. Fishing and some of them are attacking what looks like an alligator with javelins, and then grabbing its tail and yanking it up onto the up onto the shore.
Cool. I'm going to swim over.
Just casually swim over?
I'm going to swim over, catch a fish en route, and I'm just going to hook it on the guy's fishing rod.
What, and try not to be noticed, or just...
Whatever.
Okay, so as you're like swimming, you get a good glimpse of them now. They are very, like, kind of very dark-skinned humanoids, wearing kilts and tribal gear. They have like quivers and satchels and all kinds of stuff ready for hunting. And as you hook one of the fish, they're and they see you, and one of them points at you and tries to throw a javelin through the water at you, as you could expect.
Try to supply him with a fish and he attack you. How rude.
is amiss.
Right. Just goes past you, then embeds deep into the mud of the lakeside. And that's when you see that they have very different coloured eyes to what you normally see. They have like snake-like eyes. Like kind of the yellow with the black irises. And they're all just pointing. And then you see what looks like a leader of sorts come climbing down from the jungle with what looks like a very, very big bow in his hand. He's a very large creature, large humanoid with what looks like a head that is a cobra.
So I want to throw the fish at the guy that threw a spear at me to start with.
Go on, roll to hit. Roll to throw fish.
Am I proficient with fish?
I'd say you were. Why not?
Brilliant. Well, that's a nat 20.
You just throw the fish at the UNT, knocking him out. And his master, the overseer's shouting at him in a language you don't understand. And
I guess at that point I'll just kind of wander out. Like,
yeah.
Like wander up the bank as it comes out of the water.
Yeah. So on the opposite side.
You what?
On the opposite side or right near him?
No, with him.
Okay. Alright, so this cobra-like creature points at you. It's got a huge bow in its hand, which it puts on its back and then draws its large scimitar.
Zaxil!
Just kind of looks towards the rest of the humanoids who draw daggers and short swords and kind of paw around him.
Zaxil, you understand?
It just looks at you, confused. What languages do you know?
Well, that's Pigeon Common.
Okay.
I said my name is Zaxil in Draconic.
Ah, and then that's when he says in Draconic, your name is Xerxil.
Yes.
What brings you to the Mirror Lake?
Don't know, really. I was just swimming.
You were just swimming into our territory.
Does this belong to you?
Yes.
I don't know area here.
And the others begin to giggle slightly. And that's it, they just kind of look at you. Although, you do notice that they're fanning out somewhat.
Mm-hmm. Are you friends with Paul Arcatil?
Arcatil? No.
Enemies?
He nods.
Do you know the God King?
We know of no God King.
Probably for the best.
The name is Kona. Points to himself.
It's good to meet you, Kona.
Good to meet you too, Xerxil, little snake.
At least I can speak properly to you.
Ah. They don't understand you, do they?
They haven't seemed to, but then I speak their language. It's difficult.
Xerxil, friend. Perhaps you can answer some of our questions.
Maybe. Depends what they are.
We don't get too close to Arcatil. Men chase us off, you know.
Not very understanding.
They wiped out most of our people. We are now small tribes. So I just... Could you swim downstream and perhaps bring back information?
What is it you want to know? I've been there.
Right, maybe maps, drawings, locations.
What does that rely on as a stat?
To remember locations, wisdom, but to actually sit there and draw it, probably dex.
Oh, that's good. I have good decks. What would you offer me for trade?
He looks around and he says, our people live in nearby temple. Temple filled with treasure. Jade. Do you know what jade is, Xerxil? Precious stone to snake people like us.
I understand precious stone. I haven't seen jade before.
And he brings up his bangle, and there's like a bronze bangle, but there are these kind of moss-coloured gems embedded in them. He goes, jade. Precious metal.
Ah, I do know. I have seen this. It has different name.
What do you call it?
We call it Dragonite.
Ah, good name.
It is one of the dragon's stones. We name it after him.
I see. Well, Xerxil, you do this for us, you get Dragonite.
I can do this. I have no materials for making a map.
You could get paper from people, no?
Maybe. Still don't really understand where they keep stuff. I could draw in the sand for you.
That could work. Yes, Xerxil. You go, you come, and you draw in sand.
Xerxil, remember, just come.
Do you know numbers, Xerxil?
Counting, yes.
Can you count how many men with swords and armors they have?
Not from memory. I can look.
That's good, Xerxil.
Why don't you show me how much Dragonite you offer?
He takes the bracelet off. I give you 5 Dragonite gemstones for this information.
Like that? This size?
Uh-huh.
What's my estimations on its worth?
And it's the bracelet probably worth about 100 gold pieces at most. And he says, Xerxil, we can give you jade statue of dragon.
I am a fan of statues.
Yes.
Okay. How about we get you jade statue of dragon and you give us this information?
Okay, this is fair trade.
We'll be back here soon.
I'll begin now. And before I go, I'll draw a rough map in the sand.
He goes, well, bring back more information. And
A reasonable map, hopefully.
he goes, bring us some numbers and some details and you can have the statue.
Yeah. He pops back into the lake and swims off.
Nice, well done. Fucking. Anyway, Grildar.
Yeah, I think Grill's just taking a bit of a time out. He's pretty tired from fixing the whole ship, even though it wasn't manual labor. It was still a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
And just mentally exhausted from having to take in every bit of damage on the ship and getting it all repaired. And even though he's quite comfortable at sea and that doesn't throw up, he likes being on land and just getting some downtime. He's had a pretty tough time emotionally, and I think now's the time when nobody really needs him to be strong, so he's just going to take some downtime and just sit there and drink a bit.
Fair enough. I mean, that works. Right. And then, so Xerxil, you arrive back down to the river mouth, which is, you noticed last time, as you swam under, is guarded. Like, it has 2 harbours either side with small ships like rowboat, like we'll talk like sailing ships either side that have helipolises mounted on them.
Yeah.
And about 8 men on each boat.
Mm-hmm.
And that looks like maybe the main deterrent. They do have a sort of barracks near the tree line, which you can see about maybe a dozen more men with spears, crossbows. Some of them have like gunpowder rifles, boom sticks that you've seen the God King use.
Yep, boom sticks.
Mm-hmm. And other than that, there's a big presence of like just general local populace here.
All right. Yeah, I'll swim all the way back down, probably to one of the mouths on the shore. Probably this one down the bottom.
Yeah, underneath the bridge, going past all the peoples.
Yep. And then I'll just wander through the city and count.
Nice. Okay, we'll get back to you in a second. So, Gwendef, Makrar, Chester, you are at the Wreck Tavern. The proprietor, Wreck Lord Jack, brings you over drinks and welcomes you back.
Nope.
Good day.
Nope.
Nope. Going L talk, aren't I?
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
taking Chester with me.
Alright. So, Chester, is Chester going with you? I mean, it's up to...
He's not really got much of a choice.
I didn't have a choice, apparently. He just took me with him.
Just got a great
Right then. So, yeah, Gwendef goes to the wreck, and you see most of the crew already there, Gwendef.
I am cured.
They all cheer.
I am broke.
Darioso walks over and goes, "Don't worry, lass, I got you a drink," and sits you down and has a massive kind of 4-pint stein of ale for you.
Darioso, how much am I paying you?
Nothing. I come here to protect the kids, remember?
That's good, sir. That means I don't have to increase your salary. I've been offering that to a lot of people, and I feel like it's going to get pretty bad for my purse if I continue doing it.
I don't require a salary. I'm here on orders of Amelie, remember?
No, I do sort of remember that. I really don't, I don't do complicated political intrigue.
No, neither do I. I just got told to come along.
I got told to kill a dragon. Been doing it for 80 years.
And if I'm honest, he leans in. And you notice if Vivian isn't here, he says, if Vivian gets out of control, I have to kind of put her down.
Yeah, she did seem a bit murdery.
Yeah, she's got something inside of her that she has to look after. And it occasionally leaks into her soul and stuff, and it turns her evil.
Is it yours?
What do you mean, mine? What, my soul?
Never mind then.
No, look. A long, long time ago, we're talking like 80 years or so, one of my friends used to be part of this, temple. And they used to protect this thing. And he took it upon himself to be the bearer of it. And then when he died, she became the bearer of it.
Why not just, throw it away?
Because it always finds a way. And it's best to be in the body of someone who's trained, The one that can handle it, you know what I mean?
No,
if me and you two take it, it'd corrupt us. It'd turn us against all our friends. Whereas monks and clerics that are trained for it, they can handle it.
Are you saying I'm not tough enough?
I'm saying that you might be easily corruptible.
I've never been corrupted by anyone.
No, but you threw a chair at a dragon, apparently.
That's just, that proves the opposite of what you just said.
Well, George has been telling everyone about it.
I did throw a chair at a dragon. It was amazing.
All I'm saying is, I don't need pay.
No, that is good. I was going to get to the point that I am broke and I have to find Grilda so he can pay for my alcohol.
I've got 50 years of savings. I'm good.
That's perfect because there's also a dwarf coming who's my date for the evening, and I'm hoping he can pay for drinks because he's a really expensive cleric.
Yeah. I'm 111 years old, I think. He counts on his fingers and then goes, "Yeah, that don't matter. I think it's about 111.
If you get a few years older, maybe you can be my date for the evening, but you're kind of,
What?
in 20 years' time. You'll get there, boy.
He just looks at you weirdly. No. I outlived my wife. I've outlived my daughters. And, I've outlived my friends.
Have you tried going into the dragon killing business?
I killed a dragon before.
You are still part of my dragon slaying party, in case you don't remember that.
So, yeah, I remember that.
I know you did agree back then, but I did add you to the ballad.
When it comes to it, I'll help if I can. But my journey ends once I'm at Port Phobos, right?
You know what's between here and Port Phobos?
It's
an ancient black dragon.
We ain't going back to Mokhul. She's there. Gwendef, I think you need to get this out of your system. If she stays in Mokhul, we can't go get her.
Well, the last time someone told me I couldn't do a thing, I threw a chair at her. So, screw that.
Alright, and at that moment, your date turns up, the tide seer, He's like, oh, ho, ho, ho. Let's get the wine in. And yeah.
Grandev just like claps Darioso on the back. On the topic of screw that, and then leaves.
He goes, gross. It sits down with the rest of the crew. Frank joins in and just kind of sits in front of Darioso, like sits in front of him. Darioso just leans in really close to him and goes, Scram, you smell like shellfish. And he does. He kind of stands up and goes, sorry. And just walks off. Sits on his own.
Oh, I feel so bad. Poor Frank.
Mm.
He really needs a raise.
Alright, so Chester and Macra, you head to the trade house. The trade house is this large kind of manse built out of sandstone and with one single sandstone spire with a huge clock face on it. However, the place just seems to be made of awnings. And there's just dozens of them everywhere. Shade cast across the grounds. And inside, it's like a small market square. Inside a house. And the roof, which would have been awnings, has been pulled back, allowing sunlight to stream in. And as you walk in, there is trade going on. Lots of different trade. But it does seem there's more rarer goods in here. And it seems to be a specific type of clientele. You can see there's ship captains and the more richer folk here.
What is our purpose to this visit?
We've got some. I've got some money to spend, and we need to get some magical trinkets. And you're going to talk down prices.
Right, right you are.
And if you want to get something, I guess, but we're mainly.
I'll follow you, lead the way.
Curtis has found a use for Chester.
Macrod knows that magic items exist. Fuck knows which ones are useful to him, though.
I like the way that I've done
Magic
nothing.
I'd like to see, but Macrod doesn't know what he's going to see, so Macrod has a snoop around and see what he can find.
Well, I'm basically a student discount card.
Alright, so looking around, there is a alchemist that sells potions. There is a guy that's selling trinkets. And then there is a large sign saying Iltok, magical arms.
That sounds pretty cool, yeah.
Yes, promising. Let's go.
Alright,
Make our way in.
Alright, so you walk into the Iltok's magical arms.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so as you walk in, it's a very spacious, airy inside compared to like all the other magical shops and stuff you've been in where they've been tightly packed. And on the far side, there seems to be a gnome sitting on a large velvet pink cushion. He has a turban on with a thick emerald in the centre, and he's got a bit of a pot belly going on, and he's drinking from a golden goblet. And he sees you walk in, but there are people perusing, but he's just keeping an eye on you. And there seem to be monkeys climbing across the ceiling where the rafters are, all with these little bells delivering stuff to him. They're like ringing bells at one another. Some sort of secret messages going along, and they're all organising, carrying coins, pouches, etc., etc.
Ah, the famous Iltok.
Can I help you?
I'm Macro, and this is the equally as famous Chester Decker. Maybe you've heard of him.
He takes his glasses out of his top pocket, puts them on, and goes, "Never heard of no Chester Decker."
A tricky
I'm
customer this
disappointed.
one. Perhaps you should let me do the introductions.
I ain't never seen no bugbear in civilization.
Ah, sweet, sweet creature. You have made your first mistake.
Are
Never
you
insult
trying
a
to
bugbear
seduce me?
or a full moon, otherwise you'll invoke the wrath of Relampagio Dios, the thunder god.
Are you speaking abyssal?
I don't think it's going to work.
'Cause it's the way to my heart. You're funny, Chester Decker.
Yeah, we
sounds
buy some stuff. What have you got?
What kind of stuff?
Magical stuff?
Oh, well, look around you, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, I want to be insulted by that, but idiot's probably pretty correct in this terminology. What do you suggest? I like hitting things really hard.
Well, for you, I would suggest a headband of intellect.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to help me hitting stuff extra hard, though.
Neat.
Seriously? I'm an idiot and I've got bags full of gold.
I'll tell you what. Do you want to play the magical lottery?
That sounds amazing.
Right, put your 10 gold pieces in.
Right.
Oh, I do wish to play.
Haha, both of you then.
Delightful.
See, Adrian, like...
How does Makra get all this money and then immediately lose it on stupid shit? I'm just baffled.
Right, I put 10 gold in, then.
Right. He goes, now, pick from the bag of holding. And then brings the bag of holding out and goes, say the name of your ticket. And then he plucks something out of just thin air. And it just, pink sparkles go everywhere. And you read the number.
Do I need to roll for the number? Please tell me I'll roll for the number.
Give me a D10.
Get in. Three.
Alright, so you reach in. Something like pinches your finger, but you bring it out. A slender spindle of white glass. He goes, that one, eh? Take it, you dirty druggie.
Yeah, that one.
It's this thing.
Where is it?
Oh god, that could be really bad. It's basically your rage, but until a long rest.
Oh, fucking hell.
That was actually a good roll.
That's really good.
That's ace.
Right,
It
excellent.
won't stack with my shit because my thing says it specifically doesn't stack. But
Yeah, it
Might
won't
not.
stack, but it's a good way to get it just in case you run out of rage.
oh yeah, that or giant Grildor sounds
Yeah.
pretty impressive as well.
Yeah.
Right, that was cool. Actually.
Don't tell him. Just stab Grildor in the neck. Just like he just doubles in size.
Stab him in the arse.
Right, can I? He goes, pick from the magical bag of holding, and then he goes to give it to Chester.
Excellent. I don't mind if I do.
Did you have that from
I'll forgive
Numenera?
folk.
He said you did it wrong.
Sorry, I'll do it again. Come on, scroll of wish.
Scroll of wish. You wish.
He goes, the Kraken's tooth.
I'll slay some later. If I wear this in the tavern. Nice. That's actually really cool.
Mhm.
The quill lightning rapier.
Yeah.
I'll be able to sign bitches' breasts and make sparks fly.
Well now would you like to buy some weird items?
Yes, please.
What about this one? And he brings out a monocle. He goes, you're definitely going to need it. Especially you. And he points towards Macro. 50 gold pieces. And you can have yourself a fine monocle.
Sold. I mean, no. What does it do?
There you go. He goes to take the coins.
No. What does it do?
You wear it when you're reading.
And
It helps you find books. I don't think you've ever read a book in your life, have you, big boy? Look at you. You're all muscles and no brain.
no, yeah, I've not. No, I can't actually name a single book I've read. But yeah, I don't understand how this helps me.
Well, fine. Go fuck yourself.
That was harsh. I was asking how it helped me.
Don't care.
Maybe if you tell me how it helps me, I might buy it.
Allows you to find books. I fucking told you.
I can find books with my eyes. I don't know what you mean.
Trust me, you can't. I'm looking at you right now.
Why am I so insulted by this person I'm trying to give money to?
I don't want your stinking money if you're not going to be nice. Anyway, Chester,
Yes.
would you like the monocle?
Why not?
50
Fine books, you say?
50 gold pieces or 5 of your finest platinum?
Oh. I'll dig out 5 platinum, because I've actually got more of that than I've got gold.
He goes, here you go. It's actually pretty good.
Excellent. While I'm here, do you have any scrolls of the ancient kind?
Not of the ancient kind.
Nah, it's worth a try.
Anyway,
Thank
make sure you
very
copy and paste the scholar's monocle.
much. Oh, nice. That's quite cool.
That's very cool. That'd
I'll
be very
need-
useful over just then.
I'll immediately place that on my face.
With your fake pirate outfit.
Yeah, just getting a little bit
Oh, I
mismatched
forgot.
there.
I forgot he was wearing that.
Right, I do have scrolls. Just normal scrolls. Yeah, okay
Right.
with you?
Right.
You know, these. And he just clicks his fingers and tons of them just get dumped from thin air in front of him. What do you want?
Sweet.
What do you want?
What do they do?
They're scrolls. They're spells. Come on, I ain't got all day!
Which ones have you got? What spells do they do? Chester, help me.
Let me peruse. With my monocle.
Yeah, he's got, looks like that. At the moment, there seems to be Ray of Sickness, Druid Craft, Mage Armor, Magic Missile, Blade Ward, Colour Spray, Friends, Prestidigitation, Poison Spray, and Unseen 7.
Any of these interest you, good Macra? I'm afraid.
I don't know what any of that does. I don't know what they are.
It would take me too long.
You pick one for me, and I'll get that one. You recommend a book to me.
Good. And Chester, being very disinterested, just picks one at random.
Roll a d10.
You betray Macro's friendship here.
That'll be 50 gold pieces.
You're using me as a Unidays app, so... how many?
50 gold. No, he goes, oh no, wait, that's not that one. 25.
Good. There you go, Macra. That is for you.
Poison Spray spell scroll.
That is horrible.
That is so good.
Chester, I thought you might be reducing the cost for me here, mate.
Yes. Good. Right you are. Good, sweet creature.
No.
But you haven't heard my tale. A tale of kindness. Transformation.
If the story doesn't turn me on, you're not getting a discount.
Tell me again your name, good sir.
Iltop.
I'm sorry. Did you say, if it doesn't turn me on, you're not getting a discount?
No. And keep the smut clean. I don't like no dirty smut.
No lemons, of course. Rated T. Right, here we go. What did you say his name was? I didn't hear that.
Iltok.
Iltak.
What race is he?
A gnome. He's a gnome.
He's a gnome, yeah.
The wise and noble gnome lay asleep in his chamber one night, waiting to be ravaged by the lovely gnomess.
No. No.
Excuse me. I'm usually quite good at reading people. There he was, standing, glistening in the moonlight, the light reflecting upon his gnomish length. And he approached, and excellence ensued. I'm quite uncomfortable here, Macrod. I'll pay the rest.
Pussy.
That was amazing. Right, yeah. He goes, yeah, tried. 20 gold.
Get it. Yeah, that'll do.
Oh my god, Todd. Fucking brilliant.
I don't think that's all. Hang on.
Right, is there anything any of you two actually want anymore? Because
No, Macro was hoping for some help on what to buy, but he's not being he's not receiving it, so he's just going to give up frustrated.
Alright, so he goes, goodbye. Come back whenever you're in need of some magical lottery.
But bye.
Bye. And he says, bye, Chester.
Good day to you, sweet gnome. Oh dear.
Okay, so Xerxil, you've done a nice good count of the of what you think is most of the town. Oh no, we've got the silent stuff. Can't hear you. Let's hope it's not permanent.
Even with him being silenced there, you could still see the mouth of...
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
This is the universe trying to protect us from Rocket.
And his small Yuan-Ti invasion.
preventing his corruption.
The very obviously. Where the fuck did you and T speak to?
This is a good time to. Oh, let's see if we actually hear him first.
Should we go on a break?
We'll see if we can hear him first.
No.
No,
I guess a hard Brexit is a hard Brexit, and
yeah, we'll take a 5-minute break.
For that.
We'll be right back in a second. Now that we're back, Rocket has his microphone sorted. So let's go. Xerxil, what did you want to do?
Alright. Firstly, I'm going to go buy a few feet of cloth.
Easy. Few copper pieces.
Okay. I don't have any copper pieces. Xerxil gives him a gold piece.
He's like, no, whoa, no, little lizard man, no, here, have more. Tries to give you more cloth.
Xerxil can't carry.
Okay, well, okay. I'll
Take to
it.
boat.
Oh, yes, of course. As
I'll just wander off with a little bit of cloth.
Yep. Okay, then.
Gonna head up to the top end, like up right by the edge of the river there.
Okay, yeah.
I want to try and find myself a little lone guard who's on the edge of the patrol up that way.
Mm-hmm. Yep, easily spotted.
I'll do some like minor illusioning, so there's like a shadow behind a tree, and hopefully he kind of wanders towards it, and then there's a slight shadow behind another tree, just to lead him away a little bit.
Ah, okay, yeah. He does.
Does he goes away a little bit?
Yeah, he does.
Brilliant. I'll try this one out. It's lengthy, but let's go.
Curse of Youth. The spell bursts time for the creature in range until it becomes a helpless baby. An unwilling creature must make a wisdom saving throw to avoid the effect. Alright. No! He fails.
Nice. Right. I'm going to quickly wrap this tiny little baby in the cloth and leg it back to those other people.
What? The
tribe.
Alright, so you're just legging it, jumping, swimming, all kinds of stuff to get to back to the Yuan T. Can you make a con save?
Mm-hmm.
It's good. And you do manage to make it in good time, 50 minutes. Whereas previously you were making a leisurely 2-hour swim. You've managed to leg this and swim this in a total of about 50 minutes.
Nice.
Yep. And as you approach, there is one of the purebloods there. And she runs off and comes back with Kona. And he stands and he's got like a statuette. It's about a foot tall, jade. Ah, you've returned, Xerxil, in record time.
I have your numbers, as well as another trade proposition.
Oh? Do continue, Xerxil.
First hand that over, I give numbers, then new trade.
Okay, what is new trade?
And that first.
Okay, he puts the jade statue down. Numbers.
I'll tell him the numbers.
Uh-huh. That's quite a lot. And you say there's only like 30 guards. Okay.
Seems to be the case. But, Xerxil can help you more. And maybe this one can as well. I'll just throw the baby on the floor.
What the hell is that? Why did you bring us human baby?
You'll learn soon enough. But the new trade. I tell you of this God King. You haven't heard of him yet, but you will.
Okay.
And when you do, when you find men who claim allegiance to him, you kill them for me.
You want us to kill men that are alleged to the God King?
That's right.
How do we find them?
They'll come to you eventually. They always do.
Oh, make a persuasion check. Okay.
Mythic diet as well.
Ah, okay.
15.
He says, okay. I mean, we're not friends with most.
You won't be friends with him. You talk about these people coming for your tribe. He came from my tribe too. Killed all of them but me.
I'm sorry
And
to
come
hear
for
that.
you soon enough. And in return, you can have this one. He can give you information. Just wait.
He's just a baby.
Yeah, just wait 30 years.
I'll just wait for a while for whatever the remainder of the spell is until he
Couple
returns
minutes.
yeah.
So after a couple of minutes, there's a pop sound, and then the guard appears. Yeah, and he just looks around, stands up with a spear in his hand, and the UNT half blood goes, ha 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 ha.
Do with him what you will.
With one swipe, knocks the spear out of his hand and then bites him on the shoulder. And the guard starts screaming and flailing, but then goes down and you see his eyes glaze over as he's paralysed. And you see this half-blood lick his lips with his fork-like tongue and say, Xerxil, you've done this tribe a great favour.
And maybe we can consider this an alliance between the Poison Dusk tribe and yours.
The Mirror tribe.
I'll reach to shake his hand or whatever a traditional tribal greeting may be.
Yeah, he does. He goes, Alright, Xerxil, you have our word. If we ever come across anybody alleged to the God King, we'll sacrifice him to the Great Snake.
Thank you.
Would you want to come visit the temple at some point?
I will do. I will return here for it.
I feel like you would like our great statue of the Great Snake.
Xerxil's met few statues, all good.
He nods, says, Do come visit. Maybe next time we'll be able to greet you on the shore.
I'll just nod to him and dive back into the water, swim off.
Yeah. And you see a bunch of the purebloods come down and tie the guard up. Yeah, hear some yells or orders, and then the man being dragged off into the jungle.
Lovely.
We didn't really take much convincing to accept this obviously evil lizard folk leader into our group, did we?
Nope.
He's not evil, he just has a very specific mindset.
Is there anything anyone wants to do during this day? We go over to anyone else? Gwendev, did you want to do anything? Or are you just spending most of the day drinking in tavern?
Well, I'm spending most of the evening seducing a fellow dwarf.
Okay, alright.
And then we don't have to play that out.
Well, we'll get a persuasion check going to see if it does happen.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I do have some inspiration left over, so I'm going to spend this on this.
Oh, okay.
Persuasion. Nope, Grandeth is not
no, you are not getting laid tonight, for sure. By the end of the night, he's way too drunk, and you end up fighting instead.
Yeah, I imagine Gwyneth has a very particular mindset concerning gods, in which she does not accept any of them, except, the stone. So...
Yeah, and he's all like, well, Neptune's the best god.
I don't want to follow a floppy fish.
He ain't no fish! He's a big bearded fella! He's more dwarf than you!
No one's more dwarf than me.
And then he punches you and you... Everyone's cheering you on. They're like, Gwendiff will have him.
Really angry dwarf sex, it sounds like the beginning of.
Yeah. No.
Except, without the what?
Alright, so yeah, you get into a fight with the Tide Seer, you don't get laid, and he ends up leaving in a huff. Macro.
I mean, I should probably not get mercury poisoned. No, what was it? What atomic material poisoned me?
Plutonium.
I should not get plutonium poisoned anymore, because I feel like I'm out of one clean.
Alright, so we'll go to Macro. Macro, you just joining the tavern?
Yeah, I'll just join into the festivities with my new magic items in hand, I guess, and then that's me.
Yeah, I'd just like to point out...
myself into a stupor. Probably hang out with the kids for a bit, because I feel like I've been ignoring them a bit since we've done the magical. To make sure that both
they're on the ship. I'd just like to point out those ciphers that you bought are only one use.
Yeah.
So, like, your lightning blade lasts for 24 hours, Chester, and your size increase one only lasts 24 hours as well.
Yep.
Gone. Alright, so Chester...
Oh, what? So sorry, it lasts a full 24 hours?
Yeah, but that's it, and then it's gone.
But,
I thought it was like...
next long rest.
Yeah, no. 1 use until long rest, it says.
No, it's done. Yeah, 1 use, and the next time you make a long rest, it's gone.
Right, okay.
Okay.
I told you you'd have to explain it.
Yeah, until you take a long rest, and then it's gone.
Because they're from Numenera, and Numenera has a lot of one-time use magic items.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, so Chester, would you like to do anything?
I do believe I will not. I'm quite happy.
Alright, so you spend some time in the tavern.
I'll tell a story, perhaps. Earn some money.
Oh, how does the story go?
It's about
I
Rembario.
hope it's not another lemony fucking gnome.
It's not, no. I think Justice wounded himself. It's about Rempaggio Dios, the thunder god, and how we slayed it on the seas.
I see, alright. What is storytelling on the character sheet? Fuck knows.
Performance.
Oh, that's a fair point. Sorry, my brain's not there today. So roll performance, Chester.
Our performance, and I will adapt my story accordingly.
Every
Fuck's
time.
sake.
Every
time.
Every fuck.
It's an epic. And then when I laid at the breast of the goddess of death herself, she whispered to me, and I paused dramatically across the tavern, Chester, I love you. And then I fall to the table.
Oh, there's silver coins being thrown at you, and even Jack the proprietor is wiping away a tear. The beefy half orc with a peg leg, wiping away a tear. Alright, so you get 63 silver pieces.
Nice.
And then Jack himself gives you 11 gold pieces for the story.
Boom.
I imagine really quiet while everyone's cheering and clapping, and back to Kenya. Why? How?
Yeah, there's just Grinddev heckling you in the background. Just
Amazing.
that was actually because you got that 20, you get all of that stuff.
Incredible. How much? 63?
63 silver and 11 gold pieces for the story.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
that's what bards do, and you get free stay if you want to stay the night.
That I will.
Nice. And I'm afraid that is where we're going to end today's session. Most of us are knackered, and I believe Rocky's got to head off. So that is today's session.
And Adrian's just Adrian.
Yeah, and Adrian's just Adrian.